What up, Dokkaners? The 8-year anniversary live stream event that happened last night for the JP players who qualified in the top 50. They were able to attend this very distinguished event, and we're going to be going over everything that was covered in there. I did do a live stream and reacted to the new LRs that were revealed. Yes, we did get the new anniversary LRs. We'll talk about that. We're going to be covering everything in this video. So if you guys watched that live stream or you didn't, this is where you want to be, because we're going to be covering all of it right now, starting with the very beginning. So what they're showing here is basically just a chronology of the 8-year, of the anniversaries leading up to the 8-year. They were talking about the various different characters. Then they did this little questionnaire segment. So for the 50 players who attended this event, they were able to write down questions for Omatsu, the producer of Dokkan, to answer during this presentation. So they answered 7 of them, and we're going to be going over those 7 questions right now. Some very important questions, especially with a few of them hinting at some possible things coming up in the future. The first question was asking, why is the red zone limited? Pretty good question, honestly, because that is a nightmare for a lot of people. And it being so limited, why would you want to do that? So in terms of the answers, they did preface this by saying that not everything is going to be immediately addressed. There's certain things that they can't exactly say, but they tried to, give, I guess, non-answers or somewhat of an answer. So for this first question, they said that there may be a way to bypass that in the future, but they can't exactly specify. So basically, it's been brought to their attention. They're aware of it. It's kind of like a corporate doublespeak sort of thing. The next question was, are you planning on doing anything beyond an EZA? Because an EZA is basically the staple of Dokkan, where it makes an older unit relevant again. So is there any plan to do something beyond that? Maybe a second EZA or something else? So they're not exactly sure at the moment. It's been discussed, but EZAs just lead to eventual outdating in the future. So that formula doesn't seem to be something that they want to continue. There might be something else that they try to implement in the future. But in the meantime, anytime they ask those sort of questions in surveys, they ask that you continue to provide feedback, because they might be, play testing certain ideas, tossing it to the audience to see what they like and what they don't like. So whatever surveys they provide in the future, continue to answer them honestly and, that sort of thing. So again, nothing substantial here, but they're kind of alluding to something maybe down the road. Like the EZA is a great thing, but at the same time, we only come back to the same problem. Like, for example, if they were to make an older EZA, giving it a new one, okay, great, it'll last for 3 years, then it becomes outdated again. So is there another better way to fix that? Maybe. So that's all they really said about that. The next question was asking if they had any plans to introduce more obscure characters like Ginyu, Videl, or Yamcha. By the way, if there are any, I'm kind of scrolling through Twitter here, so if any inappropriate words come up, I do apologize. It's kind of a landmine, minefield out here, but I'm trying to go over all of the different slides. So this is the third question. More obscure characters like Yamcha, Videl, Ginyu in the future? They said yes. But they would also like to know from you guys, what about these obscure characters do you like the most? Do you like their kits, their voices, the animations, etc.? So they kind of brought it back to the players. But yeah, the answer wouldn't be no. I don't imagine they would ever say no to that, because Dragon Ball is more than just, the main characters. There are other characters that also help flesh out the world, so they would have to do that. So that was a pretty easy yes. The next question that they ask is, nope, that's the wrong one. Next one. Oh, okay. Questions repeated themselves. The next one is, are you thinking of ways to add co-op into the game? Question number 4. There's nothing right now to do with the friends list other than simply just using them once on an event. Is there anything else you're adding in the future for co-op? And they said in a game like this was kind of a tough one for Garesh to translate. So basically, loosely, what they say is, in a game like this, it's tough to gauge how exactly players value their friends list. Some see it as a means to an end. Some see the friends as closer members of their family. They need more input before deciding what to do with this potential path. So that's really a non-answer. Whether they do something more with the friend system in the future, whether it leads to something co-op related, isn't exactly given a concrete answer in this question, but they gave, a non-answer. So we'll take it. Next question, and this is a big one. Are you going to be adding a pity system into Dokkan? Now, this one during the live stream, I think I did mistranslate a little bit, so apologies for that. But any plans for adding a pity system into Dokkan? That was a big question, and the answer is no. They are aware that other games do have a pity system. However, they are not considering a pity system in Dokkan. They feel that the coin system is a great way to get characters that you don't pull on your first attempt or whatever. So unfortunately, folks, there will be no pity system coming to Dokkan anytime soon. That is not something that is in the cards at the moment. Question number 6. What do you think about the World Tournament? Now, I do want to point out that Omatsu notably laughed after this question. I don't know if this is because he's kind of aware of how annoying and tedious and mundane that event is, or maybe it's because of the fact that the 50 people in attendance are the 50 most hardcore World Tournament players in Japan. But he notably laughed, and then he said that they are considering various improvements to the World Tournament, but they first need to consider which elements need to be adjusted, which ones need to be tweaked and whatnot. So again, not exactly a concrete answer, more of a non-answer, but kind of alluding to something with promise. They can't really give you anything, right? Like, that's the point of this. They wanted to answer your questions and give the illusion of transparency while also not giving away the farm, because if they were to say something and then it doesn't happen, they will be held liable for it, right? So they have to be very, very careful in the way that they word this. So in terms of my translations, these are from Goresh. By the way, these are not my translations. These are Goresh, simply, you know, loosely translated as he was listening to it. So I just wrote it down in short form, and I'm giving this to you guys. So there is nothing that's going to be happening anytime soon. Don't take this as gospel, like, oh, the World Tournament's going to be changed next World Tournament. No. It's something that they've considered. We don't know what they're going to be doing with it, but it could be something down the road, maybe. And the final question of the 7-question segment was, are you planning to introduce characters? This was a tough one for Goresh to crack. Are you planning on introducing characters that were already covered, but with different animations moving forward? So basically, kind of tackling the issue that's sort of at the very core of Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, which is overlap, right? Like, we can only cover so many sagas because there are only so many sagas in Dokkan, or in Dragon Ball. There are only so many characters in Dragon Ball. There are only so many characters with their movements in Dragon Ball, animations. So at a certain point, there's going to be some more overlap. What happens when that happens? Like, are you planning on doing something about that? Are you planning on reintroducing characters? And this is what they said. There's really no way that they cannot do that without overlap, right? Like, it's just inevitable in Dragon Ball. Characters will, and now then they also say that characters, in terms of their release schedules, have been planned all the way up until the 10th anniversary. So from now, before we even jump into the 8-year anniversary, all the way down the road till year 10, they've already planned different characters' releases. So they're way ahead of the curve. The responses that they've received from recent surveys, this doesn't exactly answer the question. He kind of just moved on to this, but the responses that the JP producers and, you know, the JP team have received from recent surveys are things that they will likely be implementing post 9-year anniversary. So for those of you who've been answering surveys and you've been wondering, you know, where is this change possibly going to be happening or that, it's because they've planned things out so far that they can't necessarily implement it right after you send the survey in. So certain things that you guys might have requested, maybe they'll add it sometime down the road, but it's only going to be at least like after the 9-year anniversary. So that's what they've pretty much answered in the questionnaire segment. Now let's talk about the actual 8-year anniversary campaign. So they go over the campaign details. They confirm that it is officially Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu Saga's End and Dragon Ball GT Omega Shenron the Shadow Dragon Saga's End Spirit Bomb Genki Dama. That is the theme of the 8-year anniversary. This is the login bonus. This is the login like little panel here, 8-year login. You can see the coins, you can see the stones, the rainbow tickets, which is the thank you one, the free-to-play tickets. And now let's take a look at, and then they of course talk about the 77 unit multi. They also are going to be introducing 3 story events, 2 of which are known as Goku Memorials. This one is called Goku Memorial with his friends. This is like the story event regarding his friends that he makes along the way. And then the other one is Goku and his rivals, the rivals he makes along the way. You see Piccolo, you see Vegeta, you see Android 1718. Yeah, they were enemies, but now they've become allies. Nova Shenron, which is very interesting. I've never seen any sort of graphic with Piccolo and Nova Shenron before. So this was kind of... it was very notable for me. In the Goku's rival or Goku's friends story event, we're going to be getting a free Mr. Hercule or Mr. Satan. This is the SSR. This is the TUR. So free to play Hercule inbound. For the rival story event, there's going to be a new support memory coming up. Then we've got another story event, which is all about Oob. This Oob, the story event is going to be producing a character that will eventually become an LR. The SSR is confirmed to be Babidi. So whatever that means moving forward, we will have to wait and see. We did not get every single piece of information that we were expecting during this live stream. Let me also point out that the actual live stream that covers the unit's details and everything is going to be happening on the 29th of January at 1 p.m. JST. So I will once again be going live on the channel, and we will see what these units do at that time. We will see their animations. We will probably get more information on the free-to-play units as well. So make sure you guys bookmark your calendars for that. But anyway, back to this now. Let's continue. And now we get our first look at the 8-year anniversary LRs. So this is what we've got. So this is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta in one unit. And I like how it says W Dokkan, which is just perfect. But this is the Majin Buu Saga character. And then we see for the GT side, we see GT Goku, the Mini Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So as a Vegeta fan, I was happy to see that Vegeta does make an appearance during the anniversary. But these two units are indeed joined forces characters. They are the new anniversary LRs. And then the creme de la creme are the banners. This is the banner for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. And this is the banner for the GT Saiyans. And look at this. Look at these banners. On the left here, we've got the 7-year LR Gods. We've got the LR Cooler from the worldwide download. We've got Gamma 1. We've got a banner unit that is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Piccolo. And then for the GT side, we've got the 7-year Super Saiyan 4s. We've got the AGL Super Saiyans from the worldwide download. We got Gamma 2. And we've got Ice and Nova Shenron. So just straight up eyeballing these two banners, I think we can all agree that the Majin Buu Saga banner looks way more enticing, given the units that are there, given what they've done. And yeah, this is the first time that the Gammas are going to be coming back for JP players, which is likely indicating that global players will also have to wait until July for the 8-year anniversary banners to drop on global to actually get a chance to get the Gammas. So that is pretty much it. And then they, of course, talk about the live stream event, which is going to be starting next week on the 29th of January at 1 p.m. JST. So there you have it. That is all the information that they covered during this live stream. And overall, you know, I'm satisfied with the info. Obviously, I was expecting more, but more will be revealed on that upcoming live stream. In terms of what they talked about in the questionnaire segment, I think that has me more curious. The fact that the players did bring some of the commonly asked questions to their attention, I think, is the most important thing. Obviously, they didn't give like the most definitive answers, but the fact that they've been given those questions, I think, speaks volumes. It just speaks to how the players want certain things. So hopefully they will be taken to heart in the future. Something more promising will be coming up down the road. But that's a lot to take in. So let me know what you guys think about all that, because this is a lot of stuff. I know global players are thinking, man, that's a long time for Gamma. But think about it this way, global players. The Gamma units, as unfortunate as it is that they're going to be gone until, what, July? That is a long time. But at the same time, if you guys are planning on saving for the 8-year anniversary, I think the worst thing that could happen is having to be forced to summon on another banner before the 8-year anniversary just to get the Gammas. So if anything, this is kind of a win in the sense that you can get the Gammas and the 8-year anniversaries at the same time. So that's sort of a silver lining to look at it. But there you have it. I'm not going to drag this out any longer. That's a lot of information. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this entire live stream event. What do you think about the anniversaries and anniversary units in terms of how they look? What do you expect their leader skills to be? What do you expect their typings to be? What does the LR free-to-play unit, what is it going to look like? That Babidi unit, is it going to Dokkan Awaken into an Oob? A Fat Buu, is it going to change from a Fat Buu into a Noob? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know when to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.